Hello guys, and welcome back to the Fermented World channel. Now this is quite a unexpected brew day. I wasn't actually expecting to be brewing, videoing a brew today. I've currently got a stout on the go here, but I flushed through the remaining grain that was left, and it's giving me probably about 1.2 litres of stout wort. So I decided to mix the remainder of that into a mead. So with wort, which is a beer before it's fermented, you have to boil it off for X amount of time, normally an hour. I'm going to boil it off for 30 minutes because there's only a small amount. But yeah, just to kind of let you know what I'm doing. So we're going to take this, which is basically stout before it's been fermented. Lovely dark colour. We're going to boil this for 30 minutes, like I say. And then that will essentially sterilise it, making it, sterile. I'm not going to be adding any hops to this. I'm just going to have it as it is, mixed in with a mead. So this is basically a, what's the word? Can't think of the type of beer now. Well, basically it's a mix of mead or honey, fermented honey and beer, and fermented malt. A braggot, that's what it's called. So we're going to be brewing a stout braggot, which I didn't expect to be doing. I did actually think that I'd be ending up putting that liquid into here once this level had gone down a little bit. But somewhere along the lines, whether it was the calculation of the original water or the sparged water for the stout, I seem to have ballsed up with the amount, and I've ended up with like a litre extra than what I needed. So we're going to use it. I'm not going to throw it away. We're going to get that up to the boil it for 30 minutes, then we'll be back shortly to continue the video, and we will get a mead going out of it. Stay tuned. Right, so we're back for the unexpected brew. As I said before, this is what was left over. I managed to sparge it out. Sparging is where you run hot water through the grain to try and release the extra sugars that are still trapped in the bag of grain. So this is what we got after a boil. It is down to probably 500, 600, maybe 700 millilitres. And what we're going to do is we're just going to add a load of honey. And this is essentially going to be a braggot wine, but it's a honey wine. So a braggot is a wine that has fermented honey and malt, so fermented malt sugars, as well as it can go the other way as well, and you can have it as a beer, which is a lower ABV version, which is the same makeup but just obviously a lower ABV. But we're doing the mead version because we like mead and I just like doing it. So we're going to add what we've got here, 1.36 kilograms of yummy honey. And obviously we've kept this hot so that we've got something to mix the honey into. It helps it dissolve in a lot quicker. Okay, so we're just going to turn that until it stops dripping. And we're going to go get some equipment. Righty-ho. So I've had to steal this stuff away from the other brew, which is still going. Actually, I need to stop that. We only did this for about 20 minutes, I want to say. because it was decreasing in its volume quite rapidly. So we didn't want to lose too much to the boil because we kind of wanted the hot water in there, which I've just fired all over my finger for some reason. I don't know why I did that. Why is it doing that? It's giving up on me. Playing silly buggers. Just trying to get some hot water in there now to allow us to get the rest of this sugary residue out of here. Like so. Should be enough. Now I may even add a bit more of the wort that's over there boiling away, depending on how much of it we have. If there's an excess amount, there may be possibility to add a bit more stout to it, or wort, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to borrow this to mix this in with, because I haven't sterilised the other one because I wasn't expecting to do this. So we're going to mix in honey. Very random, but I thought, you know what, I'm not going to waste it. Double check that all your honey's mixed in, which it's not, because the honey's kind of cooled the water down a little bit. So I'm going to give it a good old mix until we get no drip from the bottom. And we'll mix again when we come to add water. Quickly boil up some water just to get the last couple of bits out of there, because we want as much of the residue as possible. This is currently sitting at 36 degrees, which is a bit warm, but we're going to add some cold now anyway. It's giving it a really nice dark colour, which you wouldn't normally associate with a mead unless it was a bochet where you caramelise the honey. So I need a big pot of yeast nutrients in here. We're going to need some of these. How much do we need? 1 level teaspoon per gallon. This chemical name is ammonium sulfate and diammonium phosphate. 1 level teaspoon, in it goes. Okay, so we've got 4.5 litres there now. I'm going to give that a good mix. Get some oxygen in there, although we're going to be tipping it in through this funnel, so that will also oxygenate it. Put that away so I don't knock it over. Want to make sure we've got all that honey and the yeast nutrients mixed up in there. Now this doesn't have any hops in, so it's not going to taste exactly like the stout would, but it's yeah, it's just a way of using stuff up instead of it going to waste. I was looking at it and I'm thinking, I'm going to have more than I need, so let's probably not add it to it. And then I was like, I could put it in and make a braggot, which is nice. Hopefully that's gonna stand up. No, is it Bob? That was wishful thinking. We'll come back for that in a second. We'll put it in the sanitising liquid for now. And now we transfer this to here. The must is ready. Must is what we refer to as unfermented mead. The must. Right, so what's left to do now is pitch yeast. We're only going to use half a packet because it's only a gallon batch, so you don't need a full packet. I didn't check the temperature. We're okay. This yeast can go from, it can ferment at between 15 to 30 degrees, so we're good. I find it's most happily about 20 degrees, so we're going to fold that over. We will clamp that off or put a bit of tape on it and pop it back into the fridge. Now I should have just done it right the first time, really, shouldn't I? Make sure we get all that lovely yeast mixer in there, nice and happy, and a bit more oxygenation. There for now. We're going to take a hydrometer, which I should have done before I put the yeast in, really, but I forgot, so we'll do it now. We need a hydrometer to know what gravity we're starting at, so then we can determine how much is fermented, spilling everywhere, and how much alcohol's in it at the end. So it's bobbing around. .98. Why does it always spin? Yeah. It's at the 98 mark. And this has been sterilised, so that can go back in. Now we need to quickly wash up the rest of the things because the boil of that is nearly ready. It's got another 9 minutes. So now we pop an airlock on. We'll make some notes as to what we've got and what we're doing, and we'll leave it for 7 to 10 days and see what we get. Could be nice, could taste like ass, but hey ho, we will find out one way or another. Thanks for watching and take it easy. See you all soon.